What did you do during the time of September the 11th to make sure that your organization was able to function and you were able to organize and get people thinking forward, managing the present but thinking forward as well?
I was director of the National Security Agency. I still remember the day. Crystal clear, blue, cloudless sky. It was just spectacular. Weather just doesn't get any better than that in the D.C. area. My executive assistant came in. Plane hit World Trade Center. Like everyone else, I assumed small plane, tragic accident, went back to work. 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, she comes back in. Plane hit second tower. Well, at that point, all the calculus changes. I said, get the head of security up here right away. And as he was walking into my office a few minutes later, our national television networks were reporting explosion on the mall. That's the mall in downtown Washington. Erroneous report, but reflecting the plane hitting the Pentagon.
Right.
The security officer came in, didn't even have a chance to speak. I simply said, all non-essential personnel out of here now. Right. And he did an about face and off he went. If you see pictures, and there have been a lot of pictures of NSA on the evening news the last couple of weeks. Yep. If you see pictures of NSA, you'll notice we've got two high-rise buildings, and behind them you've got one lowrider. And for obvious reasons, for those who stayed behind, the essential personnel, we evacuated the high-rises, went into the lowrider. Blessedly, that's where our operations center is. Right. So I had all the communications in the world, and I took up office there and started doing what you would expect me to do. As it was coming on to evening, I was reminded that I should go visit our counterterrorism shop. And so I did. Like I said, it was about dusk. And I went back into the high-rises because the counterterrorism shop was near the top floor in the high-rises. And you have to understand, Andrew, NSA headquarters is not just the headquarters. We do mission there. Right. And this was the counterterrorism mission. So I walked into the office. Everyone had headsets on. They were doing what you would expect a signals intelligence agency to be doing. Almost all of them were Arab Americans. And so they were bearing a professional and, for many of them, a personal impact from the day's events. I didn't make any speeches. I just walked from workstation to workstation, hand on shoulder, nod, thumbs up, keep up your work. While I was there, the logistics force for NSA was in the area. Remember, they're in the high rises and it's dusk. And the logistics force was tacking up blackout curtains on these windows. I still remember having the thought, we're putting up blackout curtains in the 21st century in Eastern Maryland. Tomorrow's going to be different. Right. And it was. Right. It was. Right. I talked to the workforce 2 days after 9/11. So it would have been 9/13, Thursday. Gave a speech, actually gave a speech to an empty room. Just gave it to a camera, but NSA being what it was going to all the workstations right. On the planet that belong to our workforce. And I made 2 or 3 big points. One was, we're still playing defense, all right? So it's about attack characterization and warning of next attack. Be patient. We're not going to play defense forever. But the emphasis now is on defense. Number 2, thanks for being here. I'll bet you an awful lot of your family members were wishing you didn't have to go to work here. But look on the bright side. There are more than 300 million of your countrymen wish they had your job today. And the third thing I said was, look, let's get down to the real fundamental question here. All free peoples have to decide where they're going to put their flag in that spectrum between security and liberty. And blessed by friendly or weak neighbors and 2 really big oceans, we've always been able to put our flag way up there next to liberty. That will now be challenged. So here's the job. You will keep America free by making Americans feel safe again. And that was the last thing I said to the workforce that day.